Need tools? We've got you covered. Go to ChromebookParts.com or click on the link below to pick up this sleek, portable toolkit. Flip the unit over and unscrew 10 captive screws from the bottom cover. Gently insert the opener pick between the palmrest and the bottom cover and slide along the edges to pop the bottom cover free. Unplug the battery from the motherboard. Remove 9 4mm screws from the motherboard. Remove the metal bracket. And remove the 1 4mm screw from the Wi-Fi card. Flip open the locking clip and unplug the LCD cable from the motherboard. Gently lift up to unplug the antenna cables from the Wi-Fi card. Unplug the speaker cable from the motherboard. Flip open the locking clip and unplug the touchpad cable from the motherboard. Flip open the locking clip and unplug the Palmrest cable from the motherboard. Flip open the locking clips and unplug the Daughterboard cables from the motherboard. Gently lift up and pull back on the motherboard, taking care not to bend or damage the ports. And finally, unplug the Wi-Fi card from the motherboard. Remove 4 4mm screws from the Daughterboard. Remove the metal bracket. And peel the Daughterboard cables from the Palmrest. Gently lift up on the Daughterboard and pull back, taking care not to bend or damage the ports. Remove 1 4mm screw from the fan grill. Remove 5 4mm screws from the battery. Unwind the speaker cable from the grooves and remove the battery. Unwind the speaker cable from the rest of the grooves and remove the speakers. Peel back the tape. Flip open the locking clip and unplug the touchpad cable from the touchpad. Remove 3 1mm screws from the touchpad. Peel off the rubber covering and try to keep the adhesive underneath it intact. If the adhesive ends up coming off, we'll replace that later. If the adhesive stuck to the touchpad, just peel that right off. Lift the Palmrest partway up and push down on the tabs to pop the touchpad free. Remove 6 5mm screws from the hinges. Lift the Palmrest halfway up and wiggle it free from the LCD assembly. Replace the Palmrest and align it with the hinges. Replace the 6 5mm screws back into the hinges. Pop the touchpad back into place. And replace the 3 1mm screws back into the touchpad. Plug the touchpad cable back into the touchpad. For the rubber strip, use adhesive tape such as shown and lay 3 strips along the back. Peel off the protective covering. And replace the rubber covering over the touchpad cable and back under the touchpad. Replace the speakers and wind their cables back into their grooves. Replace the battery, and wind the speaker cable back into the grooves. Replace the 5 4mm screws back into the battery. Replace the fan grill, and replace the 1 4mm screw. Replace the daughterboard, replace the metal bracket, and replace the 4 4mm screws. Replace the Wi-Fi card into the motherboard, and gently replace the motherboard. Be sure to move all the cables out from underneath. Plug the daughterboard cables back into the motherboard. Plug the Palmrest cable back into the motherboard. Plug the touchpad cable back into the motherboard. Plug the speaker cable back into the motherboard. Gently push down to reconnect the antenna cables back into the Wi-Fi card. And finally, plug the LCD cable back into the motherboard. Replace the metal bracket. And replace the 9 4mm screws into the motherboard and the 1 4mm screw into the Wi-Fi card. Plug the battery back into the motherboard. Replace the bottom cover and push down to snap it back into place. Tighten the 10 captive screws in the bottom cover.